one of the things we are all guilty of as we find our own definition of success, because in my mind, part of success, yes, success can be marked or measured as a final endpoint of a journey, but I've really gotten into the whole concept of short-term goals lately, especially with running. If you get into distance running, it's all short-term goals. I want to run a mile, I want to run 3 miles, 6.5, 12.4, 25, etc., etc., etc. And the only way you can achieve that is to work towards short-term goals. Set mile markers in between those miles. Well, life is that way too. And as you get older, and hopefully as you work your way up in the world, you start to make more money. And hopefully every few years you'll get a new mile marker worth the most money you've ever made in your life, even though it's still not a whole hell of a lot of money. But what tends to happen, for example, once you buy your first house and the excitement wears off and you start paying a couple years worth of mortgages and you ain't got a lot of extra money, but you're living within your means, you start to look around at other people who have nicer cars, a newer house, the appearance of a happy family, and you start getting envious and jealous almost. Some people do. I don't. I think there's nothing more unattractive than jealousy and envy, but there are people who look around. And I have to remind them, especially those who come from really fucking humble beginnings, hey, stop. Take a pause. Look around. Spin around your house. Look at all this stuff you own. Think back to where you came from. Go on Facebook, look at some of the friends you have who are still spinning their wheels, working dead-end jobs and have no careers. And I guarantee you, any one of them would happily change life with you. You can go move into their apartment with no air conditioning, and they'll come live in your house and be happy as a hog and shit until 5 years later, and then they're resentful. But anyhow, so always remind yourself. And one of the things I do whenever I get stressed out, I come in contact with people who have, let's just say, less than desirable jobs. I mean, we've all been there. I'm not putting anybody down. Come on, I've worked at 5 fast food restaurants. I've fertilized rich people's lawns. I've sold women's swimwear. I've sold TVs. I've done it all. But whenever I think my job sucks, or ask myself that I made the correct career choices, I simply do the same thing. I look at people with those jobs that we don't want. And here's a perfect example, which makes me smile today because I realize how good I have it. And to be honest, this is a long walk for this story, but anyhow, here we go. So I get a lot of telemarketing calls through my office phone number that we've had since 2004. And a lot of them come up with scam likely as they're forwarded to my cell phone, but some of them don't, and I answer them. And on Monday, this young lady said, "Hey Don, my name is Tina from blah blah data blah," old vendor of mine from when I first opened my store. "I see you used to be a customer with us, and I was hoping maybe we can get your account back active." And I said, "Well, I appreciate the offer, but I no longer own a retail store, so I no longer need a merchandise wall." Because when I first opened my store, I bought literally a wall of parts and stuff for them for my retail store. But I digress. And so I explained to her, and nice day, thank you, okay, I'll put it in the notes, blah, blah, blah. 2 days later, I get a call. It's being Wednesday. "Hello. Hi, Don. This is Tina with blah, blah, data, blah. Just looking through our notes, I see that you used to be a customer with us. We're hoping maybe we can get your account reactivated." Verbatim, the exact same words that she said to me on Monday. I said to her, "Wow, they must make you make a lot of phone calls a day." "Yeah, they sure do. Why is that?" "Well, because the fact that you said exactly verbatim what you said to me 2 days ago, and the fact that you don't remember calling this number 2 days ago, just reinforces the idea that you're making a lot of these phone calls." "Yeah, we sure do." "Well, you know, I appreciate it. Once again, if you could just put in the account that I'm not interested, I don't need a retail equipment anymore. Will do. You have a great day. Thank you. It's now Friday, 9:15. I'm getting me a coffee. I've cut back. It's small. See? No more big coffees. Pretty soon this will be gone. I get a phone call. Hello? Hi, Don. This is Tina from blah, blah, data, blah. I'm just looking through my records, and it shows you as being in a, literally, word for word, long, long pause. Yeah, hi, Tina. You remember that jerk who answered the phone on Wednesday and said, clearly you make a lot of phone calls because you don't remember talking to me, and you said, oh my gosh, nuh-uh, really? You serious? No, Tina, I'm just a random stranger who knew that you had a conversation with a guy on Wednesday who actually said to you, word for word, you must clearly make a lot of these phone calls if you don't remember talking. We had a fun laugh about it. And she said, yeah, they make me make 50 of these phone calls a day. That's a lot of phone calls. It's 250 a week in between doing the rest of her job. That is a job that I don't want. I did high pressure sales. That is not fun. So Tina, I'm hoping that this is merely a filler job while you're going to school or while you're working another job, working your way up the ladder. Maybe you're interning somewhere to get knowledge to get a better career. But yeah, I remember working telemarketing for a different lawn care company. Not fun. I remember working tech support for Bell South Dial-Up. Not fun. When I lived in California, I worked tech support for a web hosting company. That job wasn't bad, but not something I'd want to do long term. I actually enjoyed the job and a lot of people I worked with, and they've been very good to me over the years. But yeah, so the whole point of this rigmarole is to remind you, no matter how bad you think you have it, unless you're living in the street or an apartment with no AC or in your mom's garage with like cockroaches, if you may have a job, you're a homeowner perhaps, maybe you rent a house, you're happy, you got a nice car on lease, remember, there's people you grew up with who would trade your life for a moment. So sit back, think about that, and cheer the fuck up, because life is short, life is hard. Go out and do what you need to do to accomplish your dreams, because one morning you may wake up dead. Go get it, kid.
This has been a Digital 410 production.